All right, guys, Christmas season is in full swing. And right now, there's another special added to the BioStreetTraining.com training packages, which is the transformation package as well as the competition package. You still get the free Christmas t-shirt. You still get the specialization plugin. But now, I had 2018, I want to do a lot more personable stuff as well as in-person appearances. Heading in that direction, what I want to do is something a little special for you guys for Christmas. From December 4th to the 25th, in addition to the other two items, you'll also get a free 20-minute Skype with me. And it's not necessarily something that has to be about your goals and stuff. It's just something for me to get to know you a little bit better and be a little more personable. And that's kind of the direction I'm heading in. And I want to do that special thing right now for you guys, all the BioStreet Training clients. I appreciate your support. Heading into 2018, I am pumped and looking forward to working with you guys. I'm BioStreet and I approve this message, and we are out. What's up, everybody, and welcome to BioS3 Raw TV. Today I'm going to go over the debate that happens to be an ongoing thing. Here comes Brady out here. An ongoing thing about what's better, Jerry. Fasted cardio is steady state cardio. Is it high intensity cardio? And then you get the people jumping in talking about, well, studies say that there's no difference between fasted cardio and non-fasted cardio, and it's better to do interval cardio, high intensity interval cardio than the steady state cardio. Now, first of all, low intensity steady state and steady state cardio are two different things. Steady state cardio to me doesn't mean that you're walking on the treadmill at 1.5. It means you get your heart rate up to a certain point and you keep it there for a certain length of time. That's steady state cardio. Now, low intensity steady state means you're walking on like 1.5, barely moving, and I think that has a lot of applications for people with injuries or recovering from injuries, etc. Now, the debate, high intensity interval or steady state, which one is better? Now, the studies, if you go back and read them, many of them state that there is no difference in weight loss between the steady state cardio and high intensity interval cardio. Now, weight loss, okay, that is the whole key. Not all of them have said fat loss. Now, some of them have said fat loss, but there are other ones that just looked at weight loss, and those seem to be the ones that everybody points to that says that the fat loss was actually less in the studies that I read for the high intensity intervals, but there was still the same amount of weight loss. Okay, now here's the thing. If you do low intensity or steady state cardio, right, and high intensity interval, HII cardio, not training, cardio, all right, and you drop 10 pounds on the steady state and 10 pounds on the high intensity cardio, interval cardio. Now, this 10 pounds, they did the study and they found you lose a certain amount of fat. It's fat, not weight, fat. This one was weight, which was a combination of fat and muscle, not just fat. So just looking at those two, you would say, okay, well, I just want to lose fat. I don't want to lose muscle tissue. There was muscle tissue lost in those studies. Now, let's just take that for a second, put it aside. Now, the body essentially cannot produce energy at a high intensity pace for long periods of time. Now, long periods of time, let's say a sprint. A sprint takes a matter of seconds, right? High intensity interval cardio takes place over many minutes. Even if it's 5 to 10 minutes, that's more than the body can actually handle. So it starts to tap into other stores besides fat, which are muscle tissue. It goes carbohydrates, fats that you've ingested, protein you've ingested, amino acids. It breaks down muscle tissue to get that weight loss, to keep that generated. Now, steady state cardio, different. So look at it like this. If you decided to do a sprint, if I said, okay, I'm going to take two people, and I'm going to take a sprinter, and I want you to sprint, and I mean a full-on sprint for as long as you can go, okay? Because technically that's going to burn more calories in whatever span of time than if you're doing steady-state cardio in that same span of time. Yes, you're going to burn more calories. Now, here's the deal. You're going to fizzle out after a certain point. There's no way you can keep that pace up for more than, I'd say, let's be like real generous and say 45 seconds of a non-stop, full-out sprint. Let's say a minute, okay? And you do a minute of steady state. In that minute, you're going to burn more calories doing this. However, those calories are not necessarily coming from fat because you're not looking at what you burn during the cardio. It's what happens after the cardio over a long period of time, which is 24 hours, that you actually get the best long-term results. It's not the short term. And people look at this, and they go, well, I can get more bang for my buck. True in that short term. However, as the body takes a longer period of time to produce energy, less of it comes from muscle tissue. The less muscle tissue you burn, the higher your metabolism stays over 24 hours. And the less that your body goes into a quote-unquote catabolic state, which is not where you want to be at when you're losing fat. So the idea is to use steady state, but not low-intensity steady state, over high-intensity interval. Now, don't get me wrong, this has applications. It absolutely does. However, I do not feel the high intensity cardio, interval cardio, is better than steady state cardio. I don't see that. I've seen it with my clients. I've seen it with myself time and time again. I've tried to apply both. They do also show that cortisol levels do go higher with this type of training. Growth hormone does too, but so does cortisol levels. The cortisol levels rise while you're doing steady state, but not as fast and not as high. So you definitely are in less of a catabolic state here. Now the problem is most people will overdo this. They'll go steady state cardio for like an hour. Okay, that's not really my personal opinion. Let's say you're getting ready for a competition. It's not really where you need to be. So they go an hour versus 10 minutes. I'm going to do the 10 minutes. Now don't get me wrong, they lose weight. People actually lose weight on this and they say, well, I only did this much cardio journey, I lost weight. If you did an actual DEXA scan, and I'm not talking calipers, I'm not talking bullshit at the gym, an actual DEXA scan, you would actually see that there was more muscle loss with this than this, and there was more carbohydrates used here than here. There's more glycogen used in these these short bursts of energy than there is in the long term. Now, phosphates also, when you're doing explosive movements, phosphates, glycogen, those are the preferred energy sources over fat. And what happens as soon as you're done, those cortisol levels are high, your body's not replenishing, your body's replenishing those stores that have been completely depleted from the sprinting and high intensity, rather than repairing the muscle tissue that it needs to repair right away amino acid wise. So be aware that the body regenerates and needs to replenish energy stores faster and more efficiently than it needs to actually build muscle. That's its first concern. This is going to do that first. This is going to do that second. It actually will stop the rise of cortisol faster if you're doing this, keeping you anabolic longer. So in my personal opinion, and I don't need debates, I don't need arguments, this is what I've seen throughout the years. There is science to back up both these things that I'm talking about. This is where you need to be to maintain the most amount of muscle mass in the long term and burn the most amount of fat and get the highest metabolism spike over 24 hours. This one will burn the most amount of calories in the shortest amount of time, dropping the most amount of weight in the shortest amount of time, however, not preserving the most amount of muscle in the long term. BioStrengthTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostrength.com is the blog. It's the cardio either way bicep, and we are out.